Now to the pandemic. More hospitals are overwhelmed with a record number of patients. Nurses in the Philadelphia area are expected to walk off the job today to protest the conditions. The city just announced major new restrictions on restaurants and businesses as infections surge. And from the East Coast to the West Coast, people are waiting hours in line to get tested. This was the scene last night in Los Angeles, where the mayor calls the situation very dangerous. This morning, new COVID restrictions going into effect in multiple states as the virus spreads at record levels. In California, the governor says he's pulling the emergency brake on reopening the state's economy and is considering a statewide curfew.
Daily cases, though, in the state of California have doubled just in the last 10 days. This is simply the fastest increase California has seen since the beginning of this pandemic.
The mayor of Los Angeles is now asking residents to avoid travel for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Don't travel to visit family in other cities or host others from out of town or other households if possible.
In Iowa, the governor there is reversing course, now issuing a mask mandate, the 35th state to require face coverings in indoor areas open to the public.
I'm afraid that these mild cases have created a mindset where Iowans have become complacent, where we've lost that sight of why it was so important to flatten the curve.
Indoor gatherings in New Jersey are now limited to 10 people. In Oklahoma, masks are now required in state buildings, and restaurants in the state must close at 11 p.m. starting Thursday.
Oklahoma's not alone. Big cities, small towns, West Coast, East Coast, all in between are seeing their cases increase.
The U.S. is now averaging nearly 145,000 new infections daily, and the number of lives lost is approaching 250,000. But this morning, promising news on the vaccine front. Moderna is now the second pharmaceutical company to announce its vaccine is more than 90% effective. Though it's more expensive, Moderna's vaccine can be stored at regular refrigeration temperatures, unlike Pfizer's, which could make distribution easier. The vaccines could be available to some people as early as next month. But President-elect Joe Biden is expressing concern about not being able to access President Trump's vaccine distribution plans.
More people may die if we don't coordinate. If we have to wait until January 20th to start that planning, it puts us behind over a month and a half.
A member of Biden's COVID advisory board says he's worried about another battle, convincing people to take the vaccine.
Remember, a vaccine is nothing until it becomes a vaccination. And right now, we're in this critical time to figure out how to get these vaccines delivered. We have no program right now coming out of the federal government to convince the average citizen they want the vaccine. And we know that in many circles, there's a great deal of skepticism about the safety of the vaccine.
A recent poll found 50% of Americans are not willing to get the new vaccine. They include Irina Barlich, a physical trainer in Los Angeles.
I personally decided I'm definitely not going to take it.
No matter what, you're not going to take it?
No matter what. I believe I'm a healthy, strong person.
Medical professionals say there's nothing to fear about the vaccine.
Indications that we've seen is that the companies have been incredibly vigilant about maintaining sort of the integrity of the process of clinical trials when it comes to vaccine. There's no signs of any cutting of corners.
The first to get the vaccine will be healthcare workers and first responders, followed by essential workers. Everyone else could get it by early spring.